This is the Red All Over slightly delayed reaction show to Barnsley versus Fleetwood Town. A frustrating 2-2 draw for Barnsley yesterday. Let's get into it. So, we'll start with you, Al, as our resident box goer of yesterday. What did you think? It's obviously two preventable goals in which we conceded, and a little bit unfortunate with the deflection for the first, but it just seemed one of them games that we'd expect to go and win it, but didn't.
It's what I said on last show, isn't it? We play at bottom clubs and we get down to their level, and it becomes hard at Oakwell. And yeah, it were after 2 minutes to go on 1-0 behind were for me poor. I don't think we were set right, to be honest. We had too much space to Jack Marriott to get that ball over to come off Jack Russell. It pinged off to far post and slotted it away.
Jack Russell.
My favourite player.
No.
You're right, Terrier.
Jack Russell. Russell, then. Russell, go on. I've got Jack Marriott and Russell.
You got to remember that
No,
John Russell did.
I wouldn't box. I might have had a couple. Anyway,
he did used to play for Huddersfield, the Terriers. So it's easy to get confused when you get Talon's age.
Jack Marriott. Anyway, they ended up then. It was like waiting for a bus, wasn't it? One comes and then two comes together. We got a second penalty at Oakwell. Is that the future now? We're getting a penalty a game. It looks as though officials have lightening up a bit and thinking, "Oh, Barnsley deserves this." We're at 590 odd days for one at Oakwell. We get two and two. So yeah, thought, oh, we're coming into this one, and then never a free kick when Marriott were already falling when Jordan Williams. I mean, it was a ball yet again from Russell, what went to Devante Cole, and in no chance of controlling that ball. Devante, they won it, coming back, and as I said, there was no way that was a free kick, but what a free kick to go into the top corner, and then it was bad for us, wasn't we? We got to try and come out and get that equaliser, and it didn't seem as though it were coming. What it substitutions made a difference, and what a goal by Corey Keefe, Herbie Kane at far post. And I thought when 10 minutes come up on clock, I thought we can win this one. We can get 3 points, but unfortunately, we run out of ideas. Nice to see Jallo come on, but I don't think he had much at ball, did he? Poor lad, and he looked a bit out of water in men's first team football for me. But you take a point, and I've got to say that third time in box, and I ain't seen him win. So I take all credit that we can't win at Oakwell when Alan Cates in box.
So
and thank you very much. I'd like to say thank you to Smart Door Solutions for letting us that box. Thanks very much for that, Lee.
Yeah, Smart Door Solutions fault that we didn't win then, Al.
No,
you go in box.
No, it's only Al's fault.
It's an easy answer, Al. You don't go in box again. You keep out of that box, Alan. It's all down to you.
I think you've definitely ruined a fair few predictions.
To meet one of my legends, Ian Evans, Taff. There you
go. Andy, as I was alluded to, it is like London buses in a way. We've not had a penalty for, I think, 592 days. And then we've got, 2 in 4 or 5 days? It's nice to see that we're starting to have that rub of the green, because I feel like that's a penalty we wouldn't have got recently either. I feel like somehow it would have been waved away.
Well, the penalty that we got yesterday were very similar to one that Roberts allegedly gave away, and we're a bit rattled about that being a penalty, not ball, and then goes over him. But if one's a penalty, the other's a penalty. I don't really care. We've had that many shouts for penalties. The one in midweek, well, that's a penalty. Were it handball? In the current rules, it was, but we've had both penalties that we've had the last 2 matches have both been type of penalty that's been given against us. So without putting too fine a point it, I don't give a monkeys, because it's we still got about another 12 or 13 to go to even it out of a season, which never happens, by the way. So I don't care. I think the first goal were a shame. I think in midfield we'll let it bounce, and so they could edit on, but it took a wicked deflection off little Jack Russell's leg, off John Russell.
It's got a bite to it, that, ain't it? It's got a bite to it, that name.
Well, so did Fleetwood. It
John.
took a wicked deflection. It were hard look for him, but it dropped beautifully for him, for the striker. And he took it away, he put it away really well into the top corner. Although it were fortuitous it came to him, it didn't have to do well to get it. Of course, sends the equaliser, and goodness only knows what we're going off. I thought, we had a discussion last week. I thought we got a penalty taker, then all of a sudden it's somebody else. It looks like they were a bit of a fracas. And I've heard in the match day, in the reaction thing from Neil Collins, that it's something he's going to sort out behind closed doors. I think Radio Sheffield were pushing him a little bit to comment on the Herbie Kane and Devante Cole business, and he won't. It's behind closed doors, so, and I think that's right and proper. You shouldn't be having a pop. And again, a bit like Adam Phillips, he missed it, but he got to be there. He followed it up and smacked it in. So I don't care how it goes in. It could have hit goalkeeper at back at head, it crossbar, and then dropped off at line. Who cares? It went in, but that needs sorting out, and I've absolutely no doubt it will be sorted out. And with Alan, I think, flipping heck, Jack Marriott, not Jack Russell, Jack Marriott, it doesn't have to go down well. I think their club ought to have a bit of a whip round and buy him some new studs, because he keeps tippling on with the studs he's got in. He is out. He's tumbled down Ted extraordinaire. Later on he went down for a penalty and won't let it go with referee. And you can't go tumbling down like that and then claiming a penalty and chucking your centre back like you were doing. And at the last show, I rated him, because I do rate him as a footballer, but flipping it, he has got got your dark arts about him, Josh. I will say that. But he went down like a good one. But what a free kick! Great free kick. We could have had two goalkeepers outline and they're still gone in, so they're too worried about that. And like Alan, I think, we could have still, it felt like we could still be playing till midnight, because it's not that we didn't have the chances. It's not that we didn't go at them. It were nice for me. I thought it was nice to see that although we passed it about a lot, we did start going forward with purpose, but we do not need to practice crossing, particularly from right. I've lost count of how many poor crosses went in, particularly from the right. Flipping heck, that weren't good. And I think we got a bit, as time went on, we got started getting a bit panicky, and we were snatching at it. And there were a few people had chances to score. Mild to Javinier, isn't it? Is it? MDG, he had to go and leant back and it went over at bar. McAtee had a shot that he got into a great position. So there were a few of them, where we weren't right great. They certainly defended robustly. They took themselves in front of the ball and did well defensively. I don't think that they just shut up shop. I think they tried to come and have a go, but there were some questionable tackles going in, to put it mildly. But well played to them. They set the stall out to try and frustrate us, but still having a go on it, and it worked. And then like Alan, a great goal. Herbie Kane were excellent yesterday. He looks up and he can see his run. I'm surprised the linesman didn't put his flag up, because he put his flag up for virtually every other attack. So why he kept his flag down? Maybe he weren't offside, but I think there were a few that were a bit ropey decisions. Some of them were a bit ropey. So and he got on Hendrickson. It was a lovely header. And then 10 minutes, huffed and puffed, and it didn't quite get there. So it were a bit of a shame.
You were right with passes, Andy, with 548 to their 293. So
we had a lot of possession now.
Mm.
And I think we made inroads, but the final ball, like I said, the crossing particularly, the final ball weren't that great. And the crossing. We've got to decide either we're going to practice and get crosses over better, rather than be blocked or be along the floor, or get somebody to the front post, because so many crosses went along the floor to the front post, and it was just like kick it clear. It's easy, kick it clear, unless there's a player there making one for the front post. So that's all we've got. That's what we've got to decide to do. I don't know. But there you go.
I think there's a few good points there, Rage. I think the first thing in which I do want to come back to is the penalty taker sort of not really an incident. It's just the discussion around it. Because for me, you've got Devante who's on what 11 now after his goal yesterday, so he's in double figures. So you'd assume that he would be by default our penalty taker, but obviously it's Herbie Kane. Where do you sit on that one, Tracy? Because you've got a player who's banging form. You would expect him to tuck away the penalty. He didn't, and it's one of them of if he misses it and Herbie Kane's supposed to take it, it makes Devante Cole a bit of a villain really for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't until Collins comes out, we don't know. But in my view, Herbie Kane's our penalty taker. I think that was clear. And the reaction after the penalty for me definitely sums up that Herbie Kane's our penalty taker, because when Devante finished the rebound, 9 of the 11 jumped on him. The goalkeeper's obviously in the net, and Herbie Kane's walking back on his own, still shaking his head. So for me, that summed it up. And I think I'm a believer, if you've got a penalty taker, you've got a penalty taker. And let's be honest, when it comes from dead ball situations, he's probably one of the best we've got, if not the best we've got, Herbie Kane. So yeah, I can see Devante won it. He's obviously pushing for golden boot, not only for the team, but probably for the league. And that's great. But I think sometimes you've just got to be the bigger player and hand the ball over. So yeah, my opinion is that we'll see, won't we? But Kane's the penalty taker and he should have taken it.
And Tracy, on that one, I watched iFall this morning, and Matt Bailey and Phil Hall, who did commentary, were saying Herbie Kane come straight over and had a go with Gaffer. I didn't see that, but they spotted it because they were in West Stand.
Yeah, he weren't happy. He was not happy.
Yeah, it's a weird one. What did you think of the performance overall then, Tracy? Obviously, goals. I mean, for me, the second goal is a really, really well-crafted move, a lovely ball from Herbie Kane, and a fantastic run. I think Corey O'Keefe said post-match that he's been making them runs time and time again and not been found. And then he mentioned it to Herbie, and then Herbie's gone and clipped one over. I thought it was a really, really nice move.
It was great, and for, like Andy just said, for all the crosses that we had, I don't think we were ever expecting it to go to that far post, because nearly every cross we made was going to the near post and at best dropping into the middle. So to see sort of O'Keefe like almost ghosting in at the back, I mean, I've watched it back, and from the camera angle, it looks miles offside. It didn't. I never once thought it was offside when he scored it, but I've not seen the angle sort of level. I've only seen it from sort of Herbie Kane's position, and it looks like he's so far advanced that he had to be offside, but clearly he weren't, because the linesman didn't give it on that occasion.
And he would have.
On that occasion, exactly. So, and it were a great header. He did really well, and it's what we've been missing, because I actually thought we got a lot of success down the flanks yesterday in terms of attacking. We've had games where we've been nullified and teams have nullified us, and Fleetwood didn't really try and do that. Cadden and Cotter in the first half and when O'Keefe came on, they had lots of space and lots of opportunities to get wide and to get crosses in, which is clearly our game plan. And we just made a hash of it. Not so much Cadden. I thought his crosses were better. Still at the front post. Excuse me a lot. But yeah, Cotter, bless him, his crossing was something to be desired. So yeah, it was just more frustration. I mean, the thing that stands out for me is we had 27 shots, and we had 8 on target. That's, they had 7 shots, I think, and had 3 or 4 on target. The ratios just...
There's only 2, Tracy, and they had 2 shots on target in both goals.
Oh, well, it said 7 when I looked, but there you go. But anyway, I mean, I just think, to create that many opportunities and only put 8 sort of on target is disappointing. What I will mention is when he brought Waters on for our mate Jack Russell, and he dropped McAtee to sort of that number 10 role, I thought he looked like he could possibly do a job there. Obviously, it looked, and putting Devante out on the left, he had quite a lot of success. Now, I know we were really pushing then, but I thought that was interesting, and fair play to Collins, because he was pushing. Even after the equaliser, we were pushing for the win. He didn't sort of sit on his laurels and think, well, do you know what? We've got this point. So I have some respect for him for doing that. I thought he made a bold substitution by taking Russell off and pushing sort of more attacking players. So Yeah, and I
I'd
thought
have
Jack.
took Cotter off at half time, Tracy. I'd have
You
took
what,
Cotter
sorry?
off at half time.
I thought, well, I never expected him to come out. Never expected him to come out because he had, very indifferent first half. He's just an enigma. Like he's
it weren't
absolutely
his day at
amazing.
all.
He's
Just
just
weren't his day.
amazing, or dare I say, just awful. And you just don't know what you're going to get and I don't think the rest of the team know what they're going to get. To some extent, I'm not sure Cotter knows what he's going to get.
What was good, Tracy, I thought, like you've said about Devante Cole moving out to the left. It started to get the crowd going, because when we got the ball to Devante, he were going at him,
and he was cutting inside,
and that was starting to look exciting and started as though we could get somewhere. And indeed, ultimately it finished up as getting the goal. So, that would be, because you'd normally think keep your top goal scorer central,
down the
up
middle.
central. But I think I think that tactic worked quite well, because then it meant he were out and he could take one man on, and he got a lot of success from it, did Devante. So
And on a plus note, we're unbeaten in October. Well done, Reds.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first goal, McCartan, MDG as we'll now call him, they made a mistake together. McCart probably more at fault, and that's unusual, because I think those two have started to cement, a really strong relationship. And it was a bit after you, and then McCart were then well out of position because he was nearly in centre midfield, and that's how they then scored, because obviously it came off Russell and he got a deflection, but he was pretty much on his own. I mean, fair play to him. He like you say, Andy, he took it well. I'm going to say Junior, because his second name's a bit hard to pronounce, but Junior took it, and that free kick, top bins, absolutely class. Somebody near me said, "Oh, Roberts would have saved that." I was thinking, and I don't think he would. It was absolutely outstanding. Great free kick.
I don't think
anyone will save that.
It got feistier and feistier, didn't it, as the game wore on, flipping it. And I don't know if any of you have seen the original film of Rollerball, but I think it now stars Jaden Stockley.
Yeah,
because my goodness, I think he got one thing: put players down, put yourself about, and I think you're concentrating more on play. It felt to me concentrating more on players and score. And I've rated him. I think he's a difficult player to play against. But by heck, play football, kid. Have a go at playing football first.
That one on McCart, he was very fortunate not to get a card for that. Very fortunate.
It was sending off. It went
at least
sending off.
Didn't even get anything, did it? It weren't great. That he was definitely trained in the dark arts.
Well, like watching Terry Butcher, weren't it? With headband round.
It was, wasn't
it?
He didn't want to edit after that. He didn't get any blood.
We'll explain later, Josh, about.
Oh no, I know that one. I know that one.
But you don't know rollerball.
No idea what that is.
James Caan in Rollerball, not a later one. There's a later version.
And Andy, in those days, you got blood all over England white shirt, hadn't you? Yeah, had to swap it. He played with.
It's none of this namby-pamby swapping shirts nonsense.
It's not happy.
Yeah, I didn't want any of that, do we, Al?
There is one thing I want to pick up from what you've just said there, Tracy. Of obviously Neil Collins changed it tactically towards the end. It was one thing he said post-match of saying fans should be happy with that performance. Obviously, the results not there. Is that something you agree with, Al? Because obviously we've not got 3 points, which is the main aim. I think I'd much rather us play poorly and nick 3 points and play well and have a point or lose, which feels like back to the championship days.
I wasn't best pleased yesterday, but then again, if I look at it constructively, we came back from being behind twice, which we've not done for a while. So you've got to take positives out of it. After being behind 2-1, had a took point yesterday, and what we got after the last 3 games this week, we've got 5 points out of 9. So we're unbeaten this week. So it's got to be positive, but he's got to sort a few things out, I think, and sort out definitely who's the regular penalty taker, because we don't want a squad what's going to be at one another's throats, do we? We want to be all together. So we've got to get togetherness back to move forward for me.
I think we should play rock, paper, scissors between them all and see who wins. Then that's who takes it. Just have a rotation. Could have anyone taking it. Ben Calip will take it next.
I
No one
can't
really see how
understand.
it's going.
Oh, didn't he? He did score in that Papa John's.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he
yeah.
did. Yeah, he smacked it
You
in
know,
all. He did.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I
if
mean,
he's got in Papa John's, is some player for me.
It's his then, isn't it? It's his. He is
I
the
don't,
tick.
I don't know. We're having this discussion. Ben, kill it straight away. Andy, player of the match. Who are you going for?
oh, I think this. Well, I think a few played all right. I don't think we played that bad, apart from that last bit, having having shots at goal, which were a bit. I mean, Andy Denham put a comment on that we couldn't hit a barn door, and I think that's probably got. I think we just snatched and got all that. But
Yeah, I thought last time he said that we had players. We had Collie Woodrow. Last time he said that about someone.
do your worst, Corley. I don't care. Do your worst. I'll say what I think, Corley. Concentrate on your own team, on your own stuff, love. Don't worry about me. I don't know. Yeah, don't frighten me, him. But we'll see anyway. I can't even remember who he is. He plays for somebody else, I know that. Anyway. Oh, I think there's a few played all right, I think, apart from DG played all right at back. I thought he done good. Jordan Williams had a pretty decent game. They both came forward well with the ball. I like that. I don't think Johnny Russell had a bad game.
Who's that?
Johnny Russell.
Oh,
Do you mean
Jack's
Jack
brother.
Russell?
Jack's brother.
Jack Russell. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it. Don't, because he'll I don't want him to get mug on. And as far as the two players, you can't. We scored 2 goals. I thought Devante did all right. I thought he played well, and I don't, in great scheme of things, I don't mind that much if they both want a bit of a fight about who's going to take penalties. I think once it's done, get all your sins. Come on, Herbie, get all it. It's by all means say what you want afterwards, but don't chuck your teddy about like Alan's just done. He should have taken it, but I'd sooner that than both. Everybody look at each other and say, "I don't want it, you have it." No, I don't want it, you have it. I'd sooner a bit of feistiness that somebody wants to get it. And Devante wants to score goals, and I'm not going to knock him for that. But it should have been. It should have been my man of the match, Herbie Kane. I thought he was outstanding yesterday. I'll get a lovely equaliser, but I thought he played really well throughout. He dominated that midfield, despite some rough treatment. It's a rough treatment. So, Herbie. Good.
Al, what about you?
I agree with Andy.
Wow.
Everything seemed to go through. Is it Andy? Or is it Noah Simcox? I'm not certain. Everything went through Herbie,
There's
didn't
a
it?
Jack Simcox, remember? My grandson's a Jack Simcox. Call us all Jack. If at your age, Al, it starts to become a problem with name, just call everybody Jack. You could call Tracy Jackie.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. Yeah, everything seemed to go through Herbie, and then you've got the game for me for that ball what he put over for O'Keefe to equalise. So yeah, Herbie came for me.
Tracy?
Yeah, well, I've got to choose someone else now because it'd be boring.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I did think he played very well. I don't think anyone can.
Jack Russell's got a chance, Tracy.
I'm going for the class Frenchman at the back. I just think he other than the little mishap for the goal, which like I've talked about, but yeah, I just think he's every game getting better and better. And I know we've spoke about him, but I just think his distribution more than anything. He looks to find feet, and he looks to make a positive. He looks to make a positive pass most of the time, and then he's looking to find feet. He's not just smacking it anywhere, and he's just getting better and better. And I think now we look at when Casper went, but now you think, thought of a team without him in it now is really worried, and that says something about what he's done in the last sort of 6 weeks. Probably not even that long, but 6 games. Yeah, I think he's cemented himself, and if he continues as he is, he's going to be a bit of a legend. He could be the new Taff, Alan, if he carries on.
Definitely.
Obviously, it won't be Taff, would he? It'd be like Pierre or something, whatever, some French name.
Jacques.
Jacques, of course, Andy.
Jacques. Hey, thanks, Andy, for that. Jacques.
So yeah, I'm going for
It's such a shame, Josh. Such a shame.
It is.
Yeah.
We could be next Jack Army Oh no, that's Swansea. Don't mention
Yeah.
that team.
We don't want them.
I tell you what, Tracy, he carries the ball well. He carries it forward. He went forward a number of times with the ball with purpose. Saw a space and he didn't prat about. Off he went towards it with purpose. So well done to him, Jacques.
I think
And Tom said same as you, Tracy, that Killip's distribution's better than Roberts.
Interesting. I mean, he's doing all right, and he had no chance with either at goals. So I don't think we can, you can't say he's had any sort of impact on our goals that we've conceded. He's doing well. Fair play to him. He's taken his opportunity well, hasn't he?
It's good to see that there's sort of an all-round, like so far a player that's been replaced, he's going to struggle to get back on it. At least that strength in depth sort of there. Like Roberts went, we're like, oh no, and then Killip's done all right since he's come in. The passer got injured. Dejuvene came in, and suddenly we were all right again. So it's been nice to see that strength in depth come to fruition.
Tell you what has been interesting, Josh, with all the predictions with 81.
Oh, I was about to segue onto that then.
There we go. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. You've done it perfectly.
Segue away if you want to.
No, it's fine. Do it.
It's not at Simcox. Not laying at moment, Josh.
Well, no, I just like that Andy's on my wavelength of knowing what's next.
81 predictions, and they've made my heart sing because 80 out of the 81 said Barnsley would win. One said Barnsley would lose, and that was that Phil Hornby, flipping
Blackpool
fan.
Unlucky, Phil.
Why would he want Fleetwood to win? Why would he want Fleetwood to win? Surely you don't like them.
Well, there's something wrong with him, isn't there?
He's gone tactical there because Blackpool went into top 6 before, didn't they?
I bet when we got to about 89 minutes, he's going, come on, I've got this in bag. You might have if it wouldn't have been for them falling down on floor and wasting time.
I'm sure he'd love that Barnsley shirt he'd win as well for winning competition.
And he went 2-1 and all, so hard luck, Phil. So near, but so far. So absolutely nobody. Nobody went for a draw. Nobody. So after 81 predictions, I don't have to input anything because nobody got anything right. Nobody. So happy days. Happy days.
Oh, yeah, that's a lovely. So it's status quo as it was prior to the game. If you haven't predicted yet, then you'll still be in a chance because I think first place will be on 4 or 5 points,
something like that.
I don't think no one's on 6 yet. I don't think.
I'll post the table to this, to this show.
Yep, that's just about 6 then, isn't it? Really? I don't think.
Can I mention the women?
Yes, you can, Tracy. You can.
It's early, Josh. I'll let you off. So they didn't have a game last week, so I had quite a good conversation with Jess Horsey, the manager. Last night they've got a long trip this morning. They're off to South Shields away, so a bit of a trek for them. At least they've had an extra hour in bed, so they can't moan too much. I had a chat about how the 2 weeks have gone without a game, and if she's confident, and she's they've made 3 signings, which is significant. It's just to make people who might not be familiar. It's unlike professional males football in that there's no transfer window at the level they're at. So you just sort of give notice on players. It'd drive you insane, Andy, wouldn't it? Imagine that.
No. I hate the transfer window. There shouldn't be one. I think it's a disgrace that there's been made to have one. Shouldn't be one at all. You should just be able to sign players, full stop. Sorry.
Well, that's what they've done. So they've signed 3. They've signed a striker, defender, and a centre midfielder. I'm not going to give you the names because I feel like they need to be announced and given their accolade. Although I could have stolen the thunder.
Exclusive there.
But it's to say one of them is starting today, and they've signed from Wakefield, Goole, and Loughborough respectively. So different levels that they've come from. But she's pretty happy that they've trained well and they're all in the squad. And she said basically they've been working on patterns of play and moulding them into the squad, which has given them chance. So yeah, away at South Shields, not been an easy game that they've done quite well. Of course, the big news is that next Sunday, so 5th of November, they're actually back at Oakwell and they're playing Spennybaugh, and that's a 3 o'clock kickoff. She was keen to say that this has had zero decision on Horsham being moved to Friday. So she said, I don't want people not coming thinking it's our fault. And I said, no, I don't think anyone would. But just to put that out there and to make it clear, the decision about the FA Cup game was not based on. Obviously, if we'd have been drawn at home and played on the Saturday, they wouldn't have played on the Sunday. But so the opportunities just arise. But yeah, don't give the women an hard time. In fact, do the opposite. Go down and watch them on Sunday if you can, and support them. So yeah, we'll see how they get on away today, and then back at Oakwell. So yeah, it's a nice way to start November for them back at Oakwell.
I had a message as well, Dan, yesterday from Andrew Laycock. It was lovely to meet you all. Me and Jack.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Thank you very much, Tony Carlson and Red All Over and Lee Steele and Lee Steele as well. So he's quite happy and he enjoyed it. Enjoy experience.
Lovely.
Good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And good luck to the women's today against Southfields. And yeah, make sure you get down next Sunday to support them against Spennymoor. Is that just about it? Anything else? No? Lovely. Right. We'll be back during the week to preview the massive FA Cup clash against Horsham. Is it Horsham Town or Horsham FC?
It's Horsham.
Just Horsham.
Horsham FC.
I feel like I should know that because it's not far away from where George is from.
Oh, very nice.
Given that she's from down
Eastbourne. Horsham?
No, Eastbourne Borough.
So to get a prediction in.
No, because
she'll on the show that we can.
No, because she'll end up 3 points in front of me, and it'll become a whole thing. It's not worth it. So yeah, we'll be back during the week to preview the FA Cup game, and we'll see you then. See you later.
See you, Jack.